going to do a little bit of work on the figure. In class, we'll look at a number of things about the figure, the head and the full figure, and even a few things that are not the figure for those who are not interested in focusing on the figure. But even in still life and scenery drawing, there are some of the same principles, the angles and the planes that we pay attention to in the figure. So we can work on those simultaneously. I'm using here as reference some free PDFs from the internet. They're public domain, and they are done by Andrew Loomis, L-O-O-M-I-S, who was a wonderful illustrator in the 50s and went on to do some manuals that are just very helpful, very instructive. And so we're going to use those today. I enlarged one of the images so that we could talk about two of the most important features, planes on the face to understand. One is the eyes, which are chiseled into the head, and so the brow here makes a sort of shelf, and then the eyes are set back, so they're always in shadow. Even if they look bright and cheerful, they're always going to be in shadow, and it's important to get that part of the anatomy fixed in your mind. The other is the side of the face here, and this plane on both sides, because the head is really a box. We often think of it as an oval, and on the surface we can, and we were taught to draw it that way, and on the surface it is oval-ish, but I find if I think of it as an oval, I forget that it has volume and that it has sides and top and bottom. So, and if you understand the underlying structure, what's underneath the skin, it helps to understand why the surface looks the way it does. The underlying structure is the brow, the bone here of the brow that sticks way out, and then the rest is sunken in. That's why the eyes are in shadow, the eyes being protected by that bone. And then this bone and then accompanying muscle here, the zygomatic arch, or we often refer to it as the cheekbone, juts out so that you can understand why that plane there is so important. It drops down and in certain parts. If we look at an actual skeleton, we can see that even more clearly. There is the arch, and you can see, let's see, it's easier to look at it. If you look at it from the back, you can almost see that easier. Here's the zygomatic arch of the cheekbone. You can see how it goes in like that, and we're all like that, some of us more than others, but it's always there, so it's important to look for that. So starting a drawing of the head can be a little intimidating, especially if you're working from the figure and not from a sheet of paper like this with the helpful mark-offs such as we have, which would be these. And just to reiterate that the features, if you're looking front on someone, on almost everyone, 99.5% of the human beings in this world are divided this way. It's always good to check the model first, but most of us are divided this way in thirds. So the bottom of the chin to the bottom of the nose, the bottom of the nose to the top of the eyebrow, the top of the eyebrow to the top of the hairline. Not the head, the hairline. Then the head is a little bit above that. So here are the thirds markings, but again, it's 1, 2, 3. So when if I begin, for instance, with an oval, and then I try to mark off those, I inevitably run out of room for the chin, and then I have to erase, well, I have to erase anyway usually, but I find that if I begin with the thirds designation, this is a trick I learned from Daniel Green, another wonderful teacher. Bottom of the chin, bottom of the nose, and I want to go up a third. Bottom of the chin, bottom of the nose, top of the eyebrow, top of the hairline, which is a little bit, I tend to go get shorter as I go up. I know that about myself. So if this is the top of the hairline, which would correspond to that mark, then the head is up here a little bit. So based on this image, I'm just going to rough in what might be the outline. Get a jawbone in there. I know the chin is here, so I have to go just so I can begin to put these features in and sort of see where I'm going. So if the top of the eyes, the eyebrow is here, I'm just going to put that shelf in, so to speak, and it's chiseled like that. And I'm just going to go ahead and shade that in, just so I remember that that's in shadow. And the nose, there is a sort of a straight part, but it's at the bottom, its basic shape is a triangle, so I'm just going to go ahead and put that in. And then the mouth is right in between the chin and the nose. So I'm just going to quickly indicate that. There's the bottom. Let's see how my proportions are. Still pretty good. The chin is squarish here. Get my jawline. So then, if I put in this side plane, it's going to really begin to have some dimension. There would be an ear here. And then put in this side plane. The jaw is down there a little bit. I already have something that's beginning to look at least a little more humanoid than my hieroglyphic that I learned in school many years ago. Got some hair up here. Then I can go in and begin to do more of the detail of the eyes, get the lids in there. And the eyes are, there's one eye space between each eye. And then as I go around, of course I've done this very quickly, as I go around and add the detail will be supported by the structure that I've been able to maintain.